Hey everybody, it's Sheila Davis with Leapfrog VA Network and Leapfrog VA Network Philippines, as well as ElevateYourVABiz.com. And I am so thrilled and excited that we have so many people joining us today for this live call. We have, I think, 58 people signed up, and so hopefully we'll get a really big turnout, and especially that we will get a lot of you asking questions and giving samples or examples or questions. So as we're going through the presentation, I would love to hear your questions. Let me really quickly just check and make sure Tanner's going to hop on so he can field those questions for us. There he is. So Tanner's just hopping on, and he will be fielding questions for us today while I'm doing the presentation, since I won't be able to see the screen. So why don't you guys go ahead and let me just post a message here, or maybe Tanner, you could post a question or a message that if they don't see the video, to go ahead and refresh that we're getting started. That'd be great. But be sure in the chat to share your questions. Hopefully you have some examples of your ideal client that we can help you maybe come up with some ideas for your freebie, questions on how to put your freebie, where to put it, all of that stuff. So we're going to try and cover as much as we can today. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you really quick. Let's see. Come on, work. Okay, I'm clicking share screen and nothing is happening. That is not good. Okay, guys, you might have to just look at me the whole time today because I can't share my screen for some really weird reason. Technical difficulties, it happens sometimes, and everything doesn't always work perfectly. So I guess you're stuck with me today. I apologize. I was hoping to have some, some slides for you. I spent a lot of time on the slides. So I would love to be able to share those with you, but for some reason, it is not letting me do a screen share today. Don't know what's going on with that. So you're going to be stuck with me today. I'm going to go ahead and watch my slides so that I can keep on track. But if you have questions, be sure and put those questions in the chat. Introduce yourselves. I'd love to see. It looks like we are about a fifth of the way there where we want to be today with the amount of people. But we're going to go ahead and jump right in. And Tanner, if you see questions as I'm going, just let me know, and I'll go ahead and stop and answer those questions. And I don't know why my screen share isn't working. Very, very strange. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. So first off, like I've said before, we're definitely going to have a Q&A at the end, and I am super excited. Are you having trouble? It looks like someone's having trouble with audio. Tanner, can you hear me okay? Can you unmute yourself and check? Kathleen says she can hear. Tanner, maybe you can't hear me, or maybe you can't unmute because your mic is broken.
No, I can hear you. I just
Oh, there we go. Now, can you hear me, Tanner?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, great. So, Christine, maybe you can try and Tanner, maybe you can post have her refresh her screen. And maybe that will work. I'm still not sure why I can't share my screen. I just do not like technical difficulties. I would wonder what would happen if I refreshed mine. I probably would kick everybody out. That wouldn't be good. So we don't want to do that. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and you get to watch me today. I apologize. I'm having a weird hair day and you get to watch me today. Anyway, so I'm Sheila Davis, and I'm the owner of Leapfrog VA Network, Leapfrog VA Network Philippines, and Elevate Your VA Biz, and I'm a virtual assistant coach and trainer, but mostly what I like to do is I like to help virtual assistants find clients, and I do that through my network. I do a lot of networking with online business coaches through my own personal coaching program where I do online business coaching, and I meet a lot of coaches, I meet a lot of people, and through that networking I'm able to bring clients to the network and find you guys clients, and it's something I do on a daily basis. I'm constantly working on it, and beginning in January I'm going to have a signature program which is going to really draw in even more clients, but my main goal is to give those big VA networks a run for their money. So I'm excited to help you guys find clients and get connected. And when you come to the network, you don't pay me any commissions or anything. It's just a one-time annual fee. So I'd love to have you join if you haven't joined yet. But let's talk about what we are going to be talking about today. Today we are going to be talking about creating a freebie. So what is a freebie? Why do I need a freebie? How often do I change out my freebie? Setting a goal for your freebie so that you have a purpose and a plan and a strategy for your freebie. Types of freebies and which ones to choose. Who I should target with my freebie. And the most important part right in the middle is ideas, ideas, ideas. How do I come up with ideas? Where do I find ideas? What do I do with my ideas? How do I know if they're working? How do I know if my client's going to love it? And then also how to put your freebie together, how to test your freebie, how to get your freebie in front of and to your clients, and what do you do after they sign up for your freebie. So basically, freebie from scratch to client, right? We could probably call it that, something like that. But first, let's talk about what is a freebie. So basically, a freebie helps you get your ideal client to sit up and take notice of you. It helps them, it catches their attention, it solves a problem, it answers a question, but it basically gets them to go, wow, what does this VA have to tell me that I need to know? So you're going to get them to sit up and take notice. It also makes them not hesitate to give you their name and email. So if your freebie is so good that they're like, you know, because a lot of us, you know, we get SOS where we get inundated with email after email, and so we have a hard time giving our name and email up, but you're going to create a freebie that's going to be so amazing that they're going to be willing to give you their name and their email, and they're not going to unsubscribe right after they get your freebie. The freebie needs to be something that is a win-win situation for both of you, so it's something that you can provide loads of value, but like Pat Flynn had an article come out recently where he talked about making sure that your freebie doesn't outshine your paid product or your paid item. So don't give them so much that they get their freebie and then they feel like they're done. They don't need anything else. But then again, you've got Jeff Walker saying that the freebie needs to be of such great value that you're saying to yourself, wow, I should really be charging for this. So be sure that your freebie is a win-win for both of you, where you're not giving them so much that they don't want to hire you, but that you're giving them enough that they feel obligated to give back to you by contacting you and having a chat with you and maybe even hiring you, so that you've given them so much value, it's a win-win for both of you. And so that's the most important part of knowing what a freebie is. It is something so valuable that your clients or whoever is signing up for it, they feel a connection with you immediately because you've provided them with such amazing value. And you certainly don't want them unsubscribing. Like I do that sometimes. Do you guys do that sometimes? Let me know if you do that. You sign up for something just so that you can get that freebie and then you unsubscribe. So hopefully when you're giving that to your clients, that they're not feeling like they want to unsubscribe. So why do you need a freebie? You know, as virtual assistants, do we have to have a freebie? No, we don't. As a marketing perspective, definitely having a freebie is going to benefit you. It helps you grow your list. It helps to establish authority. So if you're giving them an ebook that explains, like I saw a new ebook that went up today by a VA. I think it's called VA Confidential, where she answers the top questions that clients have, how to work with a virtual assistant, and how to get them work, and all of that. So she provided all of that value to them, and so it's built her as an authority on VA work, and so that's a fantastic freebie. It helps you stay in front of your clients as well, so you can have it posted in several different places, and maybe it's a tool that they use on a daily basis. I've seen someone with a freebie that was basically just a list of resources of places that you could find free images and things like that. So we're going to get into, you know, how you choose what freebie that you need to provide, but make sure that your freebie does keep you in front of your client. Maybe it's a resource that they use on a daily basis. Maybe it's something they pull out once a month. Maybe it's something they keep on their desktop for future reference. I have some things that I've gotten that are definitely available for me on future reference. Sometimes I'll put them in my Basecamp and things like that so I can keep track of them and find them later. You're going to make sure that your freebie is providing value to prospective clients, and that's a big reason right there for you to have a freebie. If you're providing value to your clients just through giving them something for free, not working for them for free, but give something for free, they're going to love that from you. And, you know, of course. You hear the saying, right? Everybody's doing it, so I need to do it too, which is sort of a little bit true, because there are people who go around, the only thing they do is they take a lot of freebie stuff, and if they hit that one free thing that they get that really catches their attention, that really gives them loads of value, they're going to go back to that person for more and more and more. So they're going to be going back to reading your blog posts. They're going to be opening your emails because you're going to be giving them loads of value after the freebie and things like that. So once you get them on your list, then you can share your blog post through that and things like that. But having a freebie also is a really great first impression, right? So if you have, say, a video series that you're going to give them, and it's maybe 3 videos that are, just maybe 2 to 5 minutes long, that just explain how to work with a virtual assistant, maybe answers their question, solves a problem for them, shows them how to do something. Maybe they don't know how to use PicMonkey or Canva, or not sure how to use Hootsuite to schedule their posts or whatever. You just do a quick video. This is how you do something. You're giving them value. You're giving them a fantastic first impression, and you're showing them how awesome you are with the skills that you have. So it's definitely a marketing tool, and I would encourage you to go ahead, if you don't have a freebie, to go ahead and think about getting one and start working on that. Set a goal, a deadline for when you want to have your freebie out, and then start sharing it in your groups and everything. So we're going to talk about all that, like how to test it and everything too. So how often do you change out your freebie? Well, that really depends. If you're getting, I have a friend who literally, I can't even believe it, but she literally gets 30 people signing up on her list every week. There's no reason for her to sign out her freebie if that's what she's getting. Her list is very active. She's getting quality people, so there's no reason to change it out. So if you have a high subscriber number, so a lot of people registering and subscribing for your freebie, and you do a little bit of research on those people, right? So you're going to look at the email that they're using, maybe find out a little bit who they are. Sometimes you can do that if they're not using like a Gmail. You can find out a little bit who they are and make sure that you're getting people who you want to have on your list. If you find that you're drawing the wrong amount of, you're getting 30 subscribers, but they're all like people that have nothing to do with what you're offering, then maybe you want to consider changing your freebie, or maybe take a look at what you're offering and see if you can start offering something to those people that are signing up on your list, because your freebie obviously is working if you're getting a lot of people. But when you have something new to offer, it's a good time to change up your freebie. Maybe you could even have 2 freebies. Lately I've been seeing that a lot, where people have 2 freebies on their site, and I'm really not sure how I feel about having 2, but certainly, is an option for you to have 2 people on your list. But also, if you do a split test, then it's time to change out whichever one isn't working as well, and maybe improve the one that didn't work as well for your next freebie. But changing out a freebie, it really depends on you. I like to change it out fairly often because I like to keep new people coming in. So if people just stopped by for the freebie, I could capture them, they're on my list, and maybe now I want to capture more people, I'll change it out. So really it's up to you, but look at the subscriber list, look at the people who are subscribing, how many people are subscribing, how effective it is. Also, it doesn't hurt to get some feedback on that freebie. So maybe at the end of your freebie, you put something like, I'd love to hear your feedback. What did you think? Click here to share your thoughts, and maybe it takes them to a blog post about that same freebie where they can leave a comment. Then you can start getting some free feedback as well, and maybe you need to make some improvements or make a change or something like that. So definitely, when it comes to how often you need to change it out, it's going to come to what results you're getting. If they're working for you, great. If they're not, then maybe it's time to make a change. So setting freebie goals is really important. When you first set up a freebie, the very first freebie I had, I set a goal to have, I think, 10 subscribers a week. And I was thrilled to see that I was actually getting about 25 subscribers a day. So my freebie was fantastic. And I actually, after about 300 people downloaded it, I was like, that saying where it should be so valuable you should charge for it. I took it down, improved it, and I started charging for it, and now people are buying it. And so a freebie is a great way to test something that you're maybe thinking about selling as well. So make a plan for how many subscribers that you want to have. Don't go way out there and think, if you're only getting maybe 20 people visiting your site every week, you're probably not going to want to set a goal to have 50 subscribers a week, because you're not having that many people driving to your traffic to your site. Or if you put that in your marketing plan, the number of subscribers or the goals, the number of new clients you want to get in relation to the subscribers, or the certain amount of feedback that you want to get, the results that you want to get, the goals that you set. Include all of that in your marketing plan and make a plan for how you can reach those goals. So definitely set goals, but your ultimate goal for your freebie is to convert the majority, if you can, of those subscribers into paying customers or paying clients, or someone who's going to down the road buy something from you, whether you have a signature program or a new training or something like that. So even as VAs, you know, we need to have different things that people can buy besides just our time, right? We want to be able to wake up in the morning and have PayPal notifications that they bought our report that we created that's $19.95 or something. So that's a great way to test a freebie too, to find out if people would really buy it. So then let's go on to the types of freebies. And if I'm talking too fast, Tanner, I feel like I'm like talking really fast. You guys let me know if I'm talking. I'll slow down. I'm sorry, you guys. I talk so fast, and it's just it's a problem. So remember, you can ask questions. I would love to hear from you. So be prepared with your questions. We're going to be getting to the ideas portion here pretty quick. But let's talk about the types of freebies that you could have. So why don't you guys tell me in the chat what types of freebies that you have, whether it's a checklist or a report. You could have an ebook, you could have a video, you could have a video series, a series of ebooks, or a series that's a training course, or something that you're teaching. So why don't you guys tell me what kind of freebies that you guys have? But there's a lot of different types of freebies. And determining which type of freebie first starts out with finding out what way your client likes to learn. So for me, personally, I prefer video series. So if I was your ideal client, definitely a video series, because I don't have a lot of time, and I'd rather watch a 5-minute video than read a 1,000-word article, which both maybe take about the same amount of time, right? But I would like to have the content of the video as well to keep in my notes, so I don't have to take notes. So I got a freebie the other day. I think it was from Laura Roeder. And it basically was a training video, and then she also had the transcript from the video. So at the very beginning she said, don't worry about taking notes, you're going to get the transcript, then you can go back and highlight things, and you can just focus on what I'm teaching. And so I thought that was really helpful. So that's another way you could have a freebie. Excuse me, but determining what type of freebie that you have or that your clients will like would be really helpful for you. So by posting in some groups or asking some of your current clients, you know, how do you like to learn? What do you like, kind of reports do you like to get, or things like that. So Jeanette says she has a special report, from bland to brilliant, 50 things your website needs to attract more clients. Fantastic. And that's probably flying off the shelf, because that's got a fantastic name, draws you right in, tells you what it is. And there's been a big thing going through lately. Chris Brogan talked about it when we were in Boston, about naming the things that you have, like the top 5 reasons why, or the top 3 things that, or whatever. I sat down and made a list of the different things. So being specific, so saying that you have the 50 things your website needs is really great. So if you put a number to it. But my best 2 freebies, the first was an ebook series, and the second one was a video series. And the ebook series was very broad, but it like I said, I had like 25 people a day signing up. And then the video series, I think, but I only had the video series up for a week, and I had almost 100 people sign up. So really, that's not too bad. But it was a specialized, it was specifically for real estate virtual assistants. And so, and I had it up just for a short amount of time because I wanted to test it and see what people thought, see how I needed to tweak it. And now I'm revamping it and recreating it so that I can relaunch it again next year. So Jeanette says she needs more to get more people to sign up for it. I don't know how to promote it correctly. Just from that, Jeanette, my personal thought, if I see something that says the 50 things, my first thought is I don't have time to do 50 things. So basically, for me, the only thing that would hesitate me from signing up for your freebie is I would probably say the top 3 things or top 5 things that you can do today to attract more clients to your website. So for me, that would seem doable, right? So I also saw another VA who had the top 50 questions that people have about VAs, but people don't want to read or go through so many things. So really, if you can really hyper focus it and say the top 3 things or top 5 things, that probably help you. But we're going to be talking about ways you can promote it too here in a little bit. But as far as like the title and everything, keep in mind that usually when people get a freebie, they don't want to spend more than 5 to 10 minutes on a freebie. So it's going to be fairly simple usually, and something that they can do right away, and something that they can, you know, see immediate results from. So, and maybe you could even add a little video where you could show some of those things. So, you know, the ebook special report, the top 5 things you can do to attract more clients to your website today, and a video to show you how to find those things or something. I don't know. So that's just an idea off the top of my head. So, but determine how your clients like to learn too. So maybe test that, Jeanette, in some groups with whoever your ideal client is. And we're going to talk about that too. Great question. Great question, Jeanette. So next we're going to talk about who wants your freebie. And this is exactly what Jeanette is saying. Like, how do I get it out there? How do I get people to sign up for it? How do I get people to know about it and that kind of thing? So what you guys already know what I'm going to say next, right? Who wants your freebie? You're already going to know what we're going to talk about. And we talk about this in every single class. We talk about your ideal client. So if you know who your ideal client is, and you know what troubles they're having, you know what things they stress out about, the things that they keep them up at night, the things that they call you about, and whether they hire you or not, they're asking you for, hey, how do I do this, or how do I do that? So taking the #1 questions that clients call and ask you about is a great thing to create a freebie about. So knowing your ideal client is going to help you create your freebie, help you create your title, help you know how to present it to them, help you know how to put it on your website, but most importantly, and we're going to talk about placement and everything too, but determining who your ideal client is and finding out what their problem is, and then creating a freebie that solves their problem, that's how you're going to get them to sign up for it. And you want them to share it. Like, there's some freebies I get that I call up my business partner, Dawn, or I tag her in it even on Facebook, and I'm like, hey, you need to get this too because this is pretty amazing. So it needs to be something that they find of incredible value. So let me see. So basically, so my first ebook, when I was trying to research what I wanted to do for my freebie, I went through all the virtual assistant groups, and the #1 question I saw in every group was, I want to be a virtual assistant, now what do I do? But maybe not specifically in those words, right? But how many times do you guys see that in a group? I think I've seen it at least 6 times this week. And it goes through cycles. Have you noticed that too, you guys? It goes through cycles where people are asking, how do I get started? I'm brand new. Where do I start? Who do I talk to? How do I find a coach? Where do I start? What's the first thing I need to do? What do I do next? How do I find my website? How do I create a brand? What do I name my business? So all of those things I created. My ebook was called I Want to Be a Virtual Assistant, Now What? And literally had, I mean, it was phenomenal. I couldn't believe how many people signed up for it. And I was able to get a lot of testimonials and things, so when I started charging for it, a really small fee for it, then I had all the testimonials and everything, and I had lots of feedback. I was able to correct any typos and things like that. And now I'm getting ready to turn it into an actual ebook for Kindle, and I'm going to start putting it on Amazon. So really, this freebie has turned into something that's been really great for me, because that's the one question. So if you go into a group and you see, and you might have to watch for a month or two and see some of the similar questions that people are asking, then if you know your ideal client, you're going to know what problem that you can solve for them. And so naming it for that as well. So keep the questions coming. You guys are awesome. You're welcome, Jeanette. I hope that you found that helpful. So, all right. So let's talk about now the ideas. Where do you get your ideas? Okay, we just talked about one, where you go into the groups and you basically see what people are talking about, what questions people are asking. Your freebie does not necessarily have to be about working with a virtual assistant. It could be something that has to do, like if you are working with coaches, One question that a lot of coaches ask is what is the best calendaring program, or what do they call it? I'm having a complete mind blank here. You know, like VCTA and Time Trade, like scheduling programs, online scheduling programs. I see this question a lot in coaching groups, like, how do I get people to sign up for appointments for me? So your freebie could be something like the top 3 online scheduling platforms and which one you should choose or how you should use it. Or one thing you can talk about in there is, you know, when I first got my VCTA, I just had 9 to 5, and I let people sign up just any time. And that made it really difficult for me, because maybe one day I'd have one 15-minute call, the next day I'd have 6, and they would be really random. I couldn't really schedule any appointments. And so if you created a freebie that told them which platform to use and how to use it, and one of the things you said is discovery sessions on Fridays only from 2 till 5, then that's going to save them time. They're already going to be sitting at their computer. They're already going to be able to see who's calling. They're not going to have to worry about these weird sporadic times, right? So you can create them a whole ebook that talks to them about which platform to use, what are the benefits and the negatives from each one, because hopefully you guys know the differences between VCTA and Time Trade and Appointee and Book Me, and I mean there's so many, you guys, there's so many. And go out and get affiliates. You can do affiliates for these companies too. So if they do buy those things, then you could actually get an affiliate fee. That's called residual money that comes in on the side. So I love VCTA, so that's the only affiliate that I have on my page, and I get I think I get my VCTA free. It's $30 a month for what I use it, and I get it free because I have enough people using that link. So there's a freebie and a way to make money with your freebie. So hopefully somebody will take that idea, because that's a great idea. If you don't, I'm going to do it, because that's actually a really great idea. But that's how you're going to find your ideas. You're going to go in the groups on LinkedIn, you're going to go in the groups on Facebook, and you're going to see what questions people are asking. Another thing you can do is send out a survey on the groups, or to the people who are already on your list, or to your current clients. And you're going to ask some questions. You're going to ask 2 questions. Here are the 2 questions, and I hope that you guys can write these down. Tanner, if you want to type it out, and we'll put it in the chat. These are the 2 questions. Number 1, what is your one biggest goal for your business right now? And by the way, these questions come from Jeff Walker's launch book. So this is actually how you prepare for launch too. This is also how you can create your freebie. So the first thing you want to find out is the one biggest goal for their business right now. So the first thing you're finding out is what is on their mind. So if they say my one biggest goal is to fill up all of my discovery sessions, then you know already that your freebie, where you're going to tell them how to have those discovery sessions, what platforms to use, how to work it out so that they're not like sitting at the phone all day, you know, do they call me or do I call them, and do I do it on Skype, and what do I do this, and you know, I mean, you could answer those questions. Then you already know what their one big thing is. The next question is, what is stopping you from accomplishing that goal? So if you know what it is they want to accomplish and what is stopping them from accomplishing it, then the title of your ebook should be how to solve that problem of what's stopping you from accomplishing it. So let's continue with the example of the VCTA or the Time Trade or the online scheduling. So if the one thing they want to do is start having discovery sessions, and the one thing that's holding them back is they don't know what platform, then the title of your ebook would be something like online schedulers. What? Or online schedulers, how do I use it, or how do I set it up, or something like that. So, you know, I come up with my best ideas late at night, so you guys hit me up at 2 in the morning and I'll come up with some titles for you. But so that's what you're going to be looking for, is you're going to find out their biggest problem and their goal. Now, so then you'll be able to create it. The next thing you want to do is you want to plan your freebie, right? So once you know what their problem is, or excuse me, what their goal is and what their problem is in completing their goal. You come up with ideas. So I would just sit down and make a huge list, like just pull up a Google Doc and make a huge list, because you might be able to come back to this another day to create a new freebie. Or you're going to split test, so you create 2 freebies and you test each of them. Come up with some titles. Ask in the group, hey, I'm creating a freebie for my site. This is going to build interest to get people to drive them to your site as well. So you're going to go out and you're going to say, hey, I'm creating a freebie. These are the titles I'm considering. What do you think? And then you're going to be able to find out what titles they like, and you're going to kind of test it out that way. And then you're going to say, hey, I've created a new freebie. I'd love for like 5 or 10 of you to take a look at it for me. Let me know what you think. Give me your feedback. Number 1, they'll give you testimonials. Number 2, you'll make sure you don't have any typos, because if you're like me, I can read something 500 times and not one typo every single time. As Marie Gray will tell you, she does editing for me sometimes, and I am the worst with typos. And so be sure that you don't have any typos in your freebie, because you're trying to give a good first impression, right? So I think I jumped ahead of myself a little bit. I don't even know where I am on the slides, you guys. Test them out. You want the image of the ebook to draw their attention in. You want it to grab their attention right up at the front. So whether it's, you see people with like they're pulling their hair out, or they're really happy or whatever. And most importantly too, when you're doing this, and especially when you're sending out any testing ones that you send out, be sure that you always brand your ebook. Make sure that has your name, your business name, your website link, your Facebook link, whatever you wanted to have it branded, because number 1, you don't want people copying it, so be sure you put copyright and look into that. That's a whole other class, but be sure that you're putting copyrighted on there. And that does protect you if you put copyrighted, even if you haven't run it through some big trademark system or whatever. If you put copyrighted on there, basically that's telling people that they're not allowed to copy it, and you can always put that blurb also in the back of your book. This book is not to be copyrighted. Like, I'll show you. So this book from Creating Fame that I have from Laura Roeder, she has right here at the very beginning, copyright notice. All rights reserved. No part of this publication may be reproduced. So it's important for you to have that in your freebie as well. So hopefully that gives you some ideas. So now let's throw it out to you guys for some questions. I'm going to keep going, but I want you to ask me some questions about freebies. Like, do you have an idea? Do you have a title that you're testing out? Do you have a particular client that maybe it's a little bit more difficult to come up with an idea for, or something like that? So be sure and ask your questions. Tanner, you're doing a great job posting those questions and everything, so I appreciate that. I apologize that I can't believe I can't share my screen with you today. But once you get everything all together and you're ready, so basically once you have your ideas and you have your title and everything, you're going to write everything out, you're going to have it branded, you're going to make sure it's proofed, you're going to have somebody else proof it, you're going to finalize the format and make it really, really nice. And whether that is a video or a PDF or whatever it is, I would send it, go ahead to another couple of VAs. Once it's finalized, done, like you think it's done and you're ready to post it, send it to a couple of VAs who are your friends and have them proof it for you one more time. Just make sure the page numbers, if you have them, are all correct and everything. And then decide on how you're going to distribute it. So whether you're going to, you can upload it to your website for them to download from your website. You can upload it to Amazon S3 for a download. If it's a video, you can put it on YouTube or Vimeo. I read an article, who was it? I can't remember who said that their freebie is a video series, and they just have it right on their YouTube channel. So like people could even just go to their YouTube channel and get like the freebie. They don't even have to sign up for it. And he's totally fine with that because it drives traffic to his site. And so you can just have it on YouTube. So it's a freebie, right? So it's basically a marketing tool. So if you want to put it on there and let everybody have full access to it, that's great too. Whatever you want to do. So when it comes to A/B testing, what you're going to do is you'll put, if you have, what A/B testing is when you have two things and you're going to test and see which one gets better results. So you potentially could put both of them up on the site and have them compete against each other. I guess that's one way. I wouldn't suggest that. You could put it into a group, like I said, where you ask them which of these would you prefer to receive. You could email it to your clients, both freebies, and say, you know, they're already on your list, right? So email them both, find out the results, the feedback that you get from both, find out which ones that they like the most, or put one up on your site for 30 days and then put the other one up on your site for 30 days and kind of compare and see which one's working for you. If they're both working for you, great. Then, you know, just pick which one you want to use now, and then once the subscribers kind of slough off a little bit, then you can change it out for another one. But getting feedback is definitely going to be the best way to test it.
We got a question.
Okay, it looks like Kathleen says, I work with attorneys and have a hard time coming up with ideas for freebies. Any suggestions? Well, what kind of attorneys do you work with, Kathleen? Do you divorce attorneys? Of course, that's the first one I think of. Divorce attorneys, legal attorneys, family law attorneys. There's like a lot of different kinds of attorneys. It would really depend on the type of attorneys. But what I would do is I would definitely, if you have some attorney friends that are in the attorney niche that you're targeting, I would ask them specifically, is there anything that would make you want to, you know, is there anything that I could give you for free that might help you? I've never worked with attorneys. That's probably one of the harder ones. But Kathleen, and if you want to email me, let me think about this until tomorrow, and maybe I'll even post it in the group if I come up with some ideas. But attorneys are a tough one because honestly, they don't have a lot of time. So really, my other question would be, when people are contacting you, who is it that's contacting you? Is it the actual attorney, or is it their assistant, or you know, one of the junior attorneys? Because that would depend too. So really, if you know your ideal client, it's going to be a lot easier. So I would need to talk to you. Schedule a discovery session. Let's talk and find out specifically what kind of attorneys, which ones are contacting you, if they're in a certain niche, and what questions they're asking you when they call. So I could pick your brain for a minute. We could come up with some ideas. So sign up for a discovery session, or email me, Sheila@leapfrogva.com. Tanner, you could post that on there so they could ask questions, because I'm going to have to really think about that one for attorneys. I'm going to have to think about that. Sorry, that wasn't very helpful. But another way, too, to find out for Kathleen and everybody else is to do a short survey. So, you know, maybe 5 questions. Yeah, see, it varies. She says that it varies from practice to practice. So definitely I would ask your attorney friends and say, hey, I'd really like to have a freebie. What kind of items, you know, would you find helpful? So I don't know what they're coming to you for help with, and so I would base it off of that too. So create a survey, Kathleen, like just 3 questions, narrow it down to yes or no questions. For sure, maybe the first question would be, if you visit a website and you see a freebie, would you, you know, how likely are you to download a freebie or something like that? So then you know right away, number 1, if your freebie is going to work for attorneys or not. And the second question could be something like, if I provided you the answer to whatever question, would you find that helpful, or would you rather have it? Would you rather have the answer provided to you by report? You know, attorneys probably like reports, but by report, by video, by a PDF ebook. How would you like to receive? So ask, you know, those kind of questions in the survey and see what they say, and that might help you. Hopefully that will help. So you're welcome, Kathleen. I appreciate you asking. That was a really, really, really good question. I definitely want to pursue that more with you and find out if we can come up with something fun for you. This is one thing I really like doing, is creating these kind of ideas. So I would love to help you guys if you want to schedule a discovery session. I'm only taking discovery sessions and appointments on Wednesdays now. I used to do it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but it's just become too overwhelming. I'm not getting any work done, so I've had to pump it down to Wednesdays. So Wednesdays are the only day that we can schedule appointments right now. So, so let's talk about the subscribers. Let's see. I have gotten way ahead. I don't even know where I am here. Let's see. So getting subscribers, where to put it on your website. So on your website, if it should be above the fold. So above the fold means they don't have to scroll to see it. So for any of you who saw when I had my freebie up, which I haven't had a freebie up for a while, I kind of stopped growing my list while I went through my you know, my little trouble with the email system that I was using. So I don't have a freebie up right now, but I actually used a tool that had like this little pop-up. So whenever someone would come to the site after 5 seconds, this little pop down, actually, it was just one bar that would come up, and that bar would come up, and it would say, get your free whatever. So another place you can put it is just right there in the header, or right across the top or on the side. So you want it to be somewhere right at the very beginning. They don't have to scroll, they don't have to look anywhere else, and I really want it to catch their attention. So that's the first place you're going to put it. Then you're going to put it on your sidebar, and you'll want it on your sidebar on your blog, and you'll want it on every page of your sidebar. If you're really serious about growing your list, you want to have that thing everywhere. You're going to have it also in your footer. So put it down in your footer on the sidebar and above the fold, because every time they see it, you know, they're going to be more likely, they're going to keep seeing it and go, maybe I should get that, or you know, maybe I should get that. And then you're going to put it at the bottom of every blog post too. So every time you have a blog post that goes out, at the very bottom it's going to say, like, have you guys ever watched one of Derek Halpern's videos? At the very end, he always says, well, you've made it this far through the video, so you must have found this valuable, so go ahead and share this with your friends and have them subscribe so that they can not miss any of my upcoming videos. He says it's funny because he says, you like my personality and you like the things I'm teaching, and anyway, if you watch one of his videos, it's really funny at the end. And it's funny because my husband doesn't like Derek Halpern. He thinks he's very arrogant, and I'm like, well, he should be arrogant. The guy's like a rock star. And so, you know, even at the end of your videos, you want to talk about how you want people to subscribe. I'm the worst at this. I'm trying to get better, you guys. I'm better at teaching things than actually implementing it myself. And I guess we're all that way sometimes when it comes to our own business. But you can also have it on a Facebook tab. And another great place to have it is, you know, when we talked about optimizing your Facebook page and things like that. So when people click on your header, so in your header it could say, like, if you go to Kim Garst's site, her Facebook page, a lot of times she'll have her free thing actually in the image of the header, and if you click on it, in the description she's written a link to where you can go get that free thing, or she's pointing down to where the tabs used to be, but of course now they're moved, but she would be pointing down to the tabs and, hey, check out the tabs below to grab the freebie, or go to this page, or whatever it is. And so that's another great place to put it. But definitely, you know, once you get your freebie done, share it on social media. I would share it once a week, once every other week, once a month, whatever you feel comfortable with. Maybe you could give one little idea or thought or tip. You know, at some point you probably could give the entire ebook just through your social media posting. So you're just going to go in, find a valuable tip, share it, and say, do you want to know more? Click here, and that takes them to where they can sign up to get your entire freebie. So there's like tons of places that you can get your freebie out there. Also, I've noticed a lot of people when in groups, when someone asks a question, if they have a freebie that answers that question for them, they're like, hey, I've got a free item for you. I'd love to give it to you. Excuse me, I'd love to give it to you. You could even offer to send it to them without putting them on your list. And I've seen that happening a lot lately, and that's actually pretty brilliant, because people are going to research you, they're going to be endeared to you, you're giving them loads of value, and you're not even asking for their email. So there's another great way to do that. So hopefully that will help. That will help Jeanette with ways that you can get your freebie out, and also Kathleen, maybe ways you guys can get your freebies out. So keep the questions coming. You guys are awesome. But the most important thing for you to remember about your freebie too is to get it out there. So done is better than perfect, right? So you do want it to be as tight and good as you can. You don't want to have those typos in it. There's nothing worse than hearing that I have a typo out there. But you know, especially in this digital age, how fast we can get things out. It's pretty easy to have a typo, pretty easy to have a mistake. But you know, if you're going through all those processes of making sure that you have had a lot of people read it, you've shared it for free with people, you've shared it with other VAs, maybe you guys trade your freebie. You know, one thing I didn't talk about in this whole thing is I didn't talk about, and I didn't even put in this whole thing, and now I forgot what I was going to say, because there was something else that was really important to do about a freebie. Hopefully it comes back to me. Oh, I hate it when I do that. getting it done and getting it out there has to do something. I'm going to try and remember what it was I wanted to say about that. Anyway, so now we're going to talk about what to do after. So right now you have 800 people on your email list, and you don't know what to do with it. Well, the first thing that is really a great idea, and especially if you have split tested 2 different freebies and both of them were fantastic, is to send a bonus gift. A lot of online business owners are saying to do that. So Laura Roeder does it, Derek Halpern does it, Michael Port does it, Jeff Walker does it. Who else have I seen? Pat Flynn does it. Once you sign up for something free, Amanda Goldman Petrie does it. Actually, I just found out this week because I finally signed up for her the first free thing I've ever signed up from her. And then like 2 days later, she sends a bonus gift. So hey, just wanted to tell you thanks again for signing up for my freebie. I hope you enjoyed it. Reply to this email. Let me know your feedback. How could I improve it? Did you find it helpful? You know, that gets you testimonials. And by the way, I'd love to give you a bonus gift. And since you're already on my list, there's no reason for you to sign up. Just click here, and I'm going to send you this free gift. So, yeah, go ahead. Oh, question. Do you recommend using Leadpages or shopping cart to get the freebie on your website? Did I skip over that part completely? So when it comes to putting it on your website, that's up to you. I personally don't use Leadpages because it's really expensive. Leadpages is really expensive. It doesn't have to go through your shopping cart because there's no fee. So basically what I do is I upload it to Amazon S3 and I run it through my Aweber. So they sign up for it, they get added to my Aweber list, and then they get a welcome or the confirmation letter that says confirm to receive your free gift. They confirm, and then one of 2 things happens depending on the type of free gift. Either when they click confirm, I automatically send them to the Amazon S3 link where they can automatically download it, or if I want to give them more information or ask them more questions or lead them in another way, I send them another email with the link in it. So you don't have to use Leadpages. Leadpages is really great, and I love it. I just can't afford it, and I don't know if you guys can afford it. But with Optimized Press, which is just a one-time fee once a year, you can create pages that are very similar to Leadpages. But basically, it's just an opt-in right there on your page or a little pop-up. You know, you can do those pop-ups like you go to those sites. Like Kimra Luna has one right now where if you go to her site, Ladies Who Lunch has one right now if you go to their site and it's the first time you're visiting, it pops up and encourages you right there to sign up. Those are, they're using Leadpages for those. So if you want to have that kind of a pop-up, then you kind of have to use Leadpages, but I think it's really expensive. Does anybody know right off the top of their head what Leadpages cost? I think it's like, it's a couple $100s a month, I think. It's pretty expensive. Anyway. Last time I looked, it was expensive. So don't have to use Leadpages, but you can. So hopefully that answers your question, Jeanette. And Jeanette, I think I'm going to shorten my free report. Yeah, I think, you know what, if you change that, the top 3 things you can do today to change your website to bring in more clients, I think you'll see more signups for that. And then use all those tips on how to get those done. Let's see. So what do you do after? So send a bonus gift either the next day or 2 days after they sign up for the free thing. You want to get that in your autoresponder to automatically go out. And then I would email them at least twice a month. And remember the ratio of value times 4 plus offering them something to buy or sell or use your services or whatever. So send them value, 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 value. And the things that you can send them for value, if you're wondering what to put in your newsletter, that's the same process that you're figuring out for your freebie, right? So you're going to do like a week or 2 weeks worth of study to decide what to do for your freebie, and you're going to come up with a huge list of things that people are looking for help with, and you can turn those into blog posts, into newsletters, into reports, into other things that you continually send out to your list. Just put them in some kind of logical order or progression and set that up in your autoresponder. I know, like, when I very first started out, I signed up on Sandy Krakowski's email list. Oh my goodness, I love her to death, I do, but she spammed me. I just felt like at first it was really great, but it was just like analysis paralysis. I got so much information from her, so many emails, and I was just completely bombarded with so much information I had to unsubscribe to her. And then Social Media Examiner, actually I hear from Social Media Examiner twice a day. I hear from Kim Garst once a week. I hear from Marisa Murgatroyd once to 2 times a day. But these people are providing enough value to me that I do stay on their list, and I kind of tuck it away in a folder until I have time to read it all. But at least if I ever needed to do some research, like next year when I start doing the monthly themes, you know, when I start talking about marketing or whatever it is I'm talking about in January, I have it on my computer or somewhere. I can go and I can do a search, and I know I'm going to find some really great content. Now, keep in mind, too, that a lot of that's going to be old and expired, so it's not going to work. But sending them information twice a month at the very least, I would suggest, not less than twice a month. And like I said, I'm the worst about this. I need to get better about this. This is one of my goals for next year. But also keep them entertained. And so when you're sending them educational stuff and you're helping them with their business and stuff, every once in a while just send them something silly, some kind of joke or something that happened recently, so they become familiar with you as a person. You definitely want to keep your open rate up. My open rate's about 78%, which is really, really good right now. I have clients, their open rate, literally, one of my clients' open rate is 9%. Well, she was. She's not my client anymore, but I'm just like 9%. You need to really, you know, when you're in real estate and you have a 9% open rate, that's not good. You want people to be opening it. So she was just sending out like real estate quotes and stuff that nobody really cared about. And so make sure you're sending stuff that they care about. So if your open rate takes a dip, take a look at your subject lines, take a look at the value that you're providing in between, take a look at how often you're sending it out. Take a look at what time of day you're sending it out. Try a couple different days of the week, different times of the day, and see what might work for you. A good way to test that open rate or to determine an open rate, I heard about this from Kim Garst somewhere, that she said she determines when she sends out an email according to when her Facebook fans are online. I thought that was pretty interesting. So she would go and she would see on Wednesdays at noon or whatever it is. I don't remember what it was. I'm just saying. She would see when that was really peaking for her social media, and that's when she would actually send out her emails. So I don't know. Try that and see. But really, it just comes down to testing the open rate to see what's going to work for best. But then also you could have another free class, or you could hold a webinar, or you can have a Q&A, or I mean, there's tons and tons of different things that you can send out. So that is the presentation for creating your freebie. I hope I answered all of your questions. If there's more questions, let me know. But while we're waiting to see if there's more questions, let me just remind you guys that Leapfrog VA Network is on sale this week only for the end of the year. For the end of the year big bash sign up, whatever. So normally the rate to join Leapfrog VA Network is $227. Right now you can join for $100 off. It's only until tonight at midnight. You can join for $127, and that's for a year. And you get full access to Elevate Your VA Biz training as well. So the value of that is, I think, $376 just for this year, and next year is going to be even more. So you get all the paid classes, all the free classes, you get all the replays, you get all the downloads that we offer when we have the classes and things like that. So, and you can join for Elevate Your VA Biz for $147 and just get Elevate Your VA Biz, or you can join the network, get clients, get mentoring, get training, get coaching, get a private Facebook group, you get all of the benefits. So what you're going to do is you're actually going to go to, I created 2 pop-ups last night, you guys, and I don't know why they're not showing. Summit. No, Elevate. Okay, so I'm going to try this. See if you guys can see that offer. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to go to Leapfrog VA Network / or leapfrogvanetwork.com / Elevate 2015. My goal, really, by the end of 2015, my goal is to help at least 20 VAs, hopefully more, to really elevate their business. So I want them to come back to me at the end of 2015 and say, you know, the training that you provided, the clients that you provided, the mentoring you provided really helped me elevate my business. So I want you guys to think about that. So my goal for 2015 is to elevate the VA businesses. And so, like I talked about in one of my planning classes, that if you come up with a theme for the year, that it will help you kind of plan out the year. So I want you guys to help get your VA businesses elevated. So I'm giving you a last chance, $100 off. I was just going to do this once, but then I had so many people coming back and saying, you know, hey, can I get in for that price? Can I get in for that price? I thought, well, I'm going to do it for one more time for a couple days. So just through today, I would love for you guys to come and join. I'm trying to build the network to be really big, and I would love, love, love to have all of you guys come and join me over on Leapfrog VA Network. Now, if you're in the Philippines, you can join Leapfrog VA Network PH.com for $57. I only have, I think, 13 VAs over there right now, but I am getting some clients who are calling specifically for the Philippine VAs. Now, a lot of people have asked, do the two networks compete against each other? And they really don't, because when clients come to me, they either want a Filipino VA or they don't. I've never seen somebody come and go, well, you know, whichever. Nobody, they already know before they contact me whether they want a Filipino VA or a US, UK, Canada, Australian, whatever VA. So they really don't compete against each other. The other thing I wanted to remind you guys about is the summit that we have coming up. So it actually starts this Thursday. So hopefully you guys have signed up for the summit. It's elevateyourvabiz.com/summit, or there's a little button there for you. If you're not registered, get registered. Just register once. There's 5 classes. It's going to be amazing. 2 of them are on marketing, and there's one, Rosh got somebody in the Philippines. He's actually a branding strategist in the Philippines who is amazing. He helps big hotels and lots of online businesses with their branding. He's going to be talking to us about branding. And so check out the summit. It's going to be amazing. So hopefully you guys will head on over there and check that out. Let me check and see if there's any other questions. I didn't see any more, Tanner. Am I missing any?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It's been pretty consistent.
Okay, so if you guys have questions throughout the day or later, or if you're watching the replay and you have questions, I would love to hear from you in the group, Leapfrog VA Mentoring, Leapfrog VA Network Mentoring Group. I would love to hear your questions there, or send me an email or message me, whatever, and I'll answer your questions. So hopefully you guys will go out and get your freebie. When you get your freebie done, let me know, and I would love to see what freebie that you created. All right? You guys have a fantastic day. We'll chat with you guys later. Bye-bye.